Apple likes to keep a pretty tight rein on what runs on its computers, and to be fair, it's worked rather well. The Apple ecosystem is often referred to as a walled garden, and the truth is that there's a lot of merit to that approach. I've been using Macs for 35 years now, and no harm has ever befallen me, despite the fact that I've strayed from the straight and narrow in the past. But a walled garden works both ways. It keeps some things out as well as fencing others in. And there are thousands of excellent Mac apps that you won't find in the App Store. Some of that software is the stuff we just talked about, apps that never make it into the App Store. But Homebrew isn't just for esoteric little utilities. Spotify, Chrome, Zoom, and even WhatsApp all officially support it too. Homebrew is basically a giant catalogue of software you can install from one place. And inside this catalogue are thousands of awesome apps of all varieties, offering a free and frequently excellent alternative to the paid options. Some of them are rough. Some have interfaces that only a mother could love, but a seriously decent number are genuinely better than the thing you're paying for, and all of them are 3 words away in a terminal window. Welcome along to the channel, friends. My name is Andy Hutchinson, and I'm a Gen X British/Australian technology journalist from back in the day, and a lifelong Apple fanboy. For anyone who arrived via the last video and stayed, or who is new to the channel, this is Mostly Mac, where I review Apple software and gear the way I've reviewed photography kit for years, which is to say with no sponsors, no affiliate links, and no particular interest in whether anyone buys anything. This is a proudly shill-free zone. The service we're going to be looking at today is called Homebrew, and I'm going to show you how to use it, and I'm going to recommend a couple of awesome little apps to install through it. And if that's all you want to know, then please skip to this timestamp. But if you want some background, stick around. Homebrew serves as a central point for you to install, update, and remove software that would otherwise be scattered across 1,000 different websites, each with its own download page and its own way of nagging you about updates. It isn't just backroom coders working on incredibly niche utilities. There are massive software companies who maintain an official Homebrew presence deliberately because they know a good chunk of their users appreciate this kind of software delivery and installation. Homebrew doesn't replace those mainstream apps or offer some malware-infested alternative version. It fetches the exact same installer the developer publishes straight from the developer's own servers. And next month, when 3 of those apps have updates waiting, you don't have to remember where you got them from. Homebrew already knows, and you can update them all by just typing brew upgrade. The important difference is that instead of visiting 5 websites and dragging 5 apps into your applications folder, you type one command and Homebrew does the fetching, installing, and later the updating for you. More importantly, Homebrew makes it extremely easy to install niche apps that would otherwise involve hunting around GitHub releases, zip files, and installation instructions. It gives regular Mac users like you and me access to a massive range of apps and utilities. It's like the App Store for everyone else. Okay, firstly, let's install Homebrew. Go to the website at brew.sh, and right at the top of the screen, you'll see a box with a line of code in it. Hit the little copy icon next to that line of code so that the install instruction is in your clipboard. Now, open the Mac terminal, which is located in Applications, Utilities, and then select the terminal window. Hit Command-V to paste in the install prompt and hit Return. It'll probably ask for your Mac password during installation. That's normal. It needs permission to install the Homebrew files. After a heap of code prompts scroll up your terminal window, the install will finish and congratulations, you just installed Homebrew. You can now install over 10,000 apps by typing brew, install, and the name of the app. For example, to install the Mole Mag Cleaner app I looked at last week, you type brew, install, Mole. That's it. Job done. You don't have to go and find the developer's homepage and perhaps sign in or give your email address away, but you get the exact same app you would do if you downloaded it the regular way. In the future, you don't have to start Homebrew. You simply open up that terminal and type brew, install, and the name of the app. For example, try typing brew, install, ItsyCal. This is an awesome little menu bar calendar app that integrates fully with the main calendar app and supports virtual meeting links. Pretty neat, huh? Now, personally speaking, I love using the terminal to install software. I find it fast and efficient, and I love that I don't have to go and find a home page and download a .dmg file and then double click on that and then drag the icon to the applications folder and then right click on the mounted .dmg file and select eject and then drag that DMG to the trash. But you do not have to use the terminal to install and update apps through Homebrew. There are several excellent regular apps that let you do so through a familiar App Store-like interface. Now, to save you a lot of dicking about, I've tested pretty much all of them, and I can tell you that for most regular people's needs, Cask Hub is the cream of the crop. Think of Cask Hub as Homebrew with buttons. It uses Homebrew under the hood, but gives you a familiar App Store-style interface instead of the terminal. Cask Hub only installs full apps, so you'll need to try one of the alternatives, such as Tappy, if you want the terminal-only developer stuff as well, or just use terminal. Once you've got Cask Hub up and running, search for Alt-Tab. This is a superb Windows switcher utility that works in a similar way to Alt-Tab on Windows. Has a pro version too, but I use the free version, and I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. Now search for Neo H-Top. This is a superb free little resource monitor that shows CPU, memory, storage system, and network usage, and enables you to track the apps and processes your Mac is currently running. Finally, search for Mackie. This is a streamlined clipboard manager that lives in your menu bar and gives you access to all the recent items that you've got in your clipboard and even includes a search feature. Now, you may be wondering if there are any downsides to using Homebrew. And the answer is a qualified yes, but they're the boring, practical kind rather than the you'll break your Mac kind. The good news is that there are several safety nets in place to protect Homebrew users. Firstly, Homebrew checks that the file you're downloading is the one the developer actually published using an SHA-256 fingerprint. If the numbers don't match, the app won't download. Secondly, Homebrew generally downloads the apps directly from the developer's own website or official source, rather than from some random file sharing site. Thirdly, Homebrew doesn't bypass macOS's built-in security. Apps still have to get past Gatekeeper, and where applicable, Apple's notarization checks, just like if you downloaded them yourself. But if you're unsure about an app before you install it, click through to the developer's GitHub page or website. Has it been around for a while? Are people actually using it? Is the developer still updating it and fixing problems? These are all good signs that you're dealing with a genuine project. If the project consists of one bloke called Steve who's vanished for 4 years, maybe give that one a miss. And that, my friends, is Homebrew. The terminal really isn't as scary as it looks. It's just a fast and simple way of installing cool apps on your Mac from a central location. It saves you hunting download pages and signing up for the developer's email newsletter. Check out the Cask Hub app if you really don't like terminal, and you'll find a heap of mainstream apps in there, along with featured apps, collections, and top charts. Apple's App Store is excellent, but it isn't the whole Mac. Homebrew is how you discover the other half. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, you got value from it, consider subscribing to my channel for more bullshit-free Mac reviews and guides with no affiliate links and no sponsors ever. Till the next time, guys. Ta-ta.